Yo, what's good, people? We back at it with another week, another word. What's the word with LJ Mental Podcast? As always, I'm your host with the most, LJ. We back in here after being off for a week. Man, had some things going on, so yeah, I didn't do an episode last week. So yeah, it's episode number 74. This is October 27th, 2021. And sometimes I'll be getting my days mixed up and but yeah. So yeah, before I get into my word of the week, which I normally do, if you seeing if you watching me on YouTube, yeah, if you listen on Spotify, you ain't gonna see. But if you watching me on YouTube right now, yeah, you gonna see I got the hat on because I need a little cut right now. But that's alright. My head don't look crazy, but yeah, I definitely need a cut. But before I get in my word of the week, I want to talk about something else first, and then I'm gonna get into my word of the week because it pertains to. So, first thing I want to talk about this legendary group that come from the streets of Staten Island, aka the Shaolin. I'm talking about none other than the WuTang Clan. My favorite rap group of all time. To me, the best rap group of all time. Now, you could argue some legendary groups. You got NWA, of course, who was super pioneers for sure. You got Bone Thugs. You got Outkast, of course. I could name quite a few, but to me, Wu-Tang is it for me. And I love all those others as well, but Wu-Tang is, yeah. The reason why I'm talking about Wu-Tang, if you haven't watched it, or hopefully you have, if you're a real hip hop head, you need to watch the series on Netflix, Wu-Tang: An American Saga. They had season 2. I think it just wrapped up. Last night was the season finale. I didn't catch the season finale yet, but I have watched the last 9 episodes, 10 episodes I think this season. And yeah, so I watched every other episode, but I ain't see the season finale yet. But first season was cool. It was good, not great. Season 2 is great because they really getting into like, okay, this is our Wu-Tang coming together. And one interesting thing too, rapper, actor now, Joey Badass played Inspector Deck in season 1, but I guess he didn't come back for season 2, and they got somebody else, and I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the man's name because I don't know how to pronounce his name. The guy that is playing Inspector Deck, I feel like I'm gonna butcher the hell out of his name, so I'm not even gonna attempt it. Yeah, the man is playing Inspector Deck this season. And I'm not sure if it's and I know these guys are busy. Plus Joey Badass is playing a role on another great show right now, Power Book 3. The guy Unique. So yeah, I don't know, his hands probably tied with that. Plus whatever else he got going on. But anyway, this season 2 let me into some stuff I already knew about Wu-Tang. I already knew about the legendary performance in Fever and one of their first shows or whatever. I was real young at the time, but I've seen videos of their first show, and I didn't know that was their very first show, but I heard about that famous performance there. So yeah, some things I did know, some things I didn't know. Like I had no idea that Raekwon, aka the Chef, had beef, real life beef with Ghostface Killer. That's something I didn't know. Them niggas was really about to kill each other. Like they had pistols pulled out, and I'm like, nah, how much of this is true? Like them dudes really was in it in the streets like that. Like they really did not like each other at all. They had real shit that went down. Like I'm like, man, that's crazy. Because when you look at their first album Wu-Tang to when Raekwon the Purple Tape came out, aka Only Built for Cuban Links album. They seem like they best friends. Like them niggas seem like they best friends. Like how did they go from that to that? That's crazy, but that's dope how they showing like The stages, like it took a little while to get interesting. Honestly, I feel like it took a little while, but oh, it's there. This show is so dope now. Like just showing from the makings of how the business side, like how the people that was in the streets obviously came around and they're trying to find a deal to get the WuTang logo together to to man. And when I think about Wu Tang, I don't even think about what record label they signed to, but I never really even thought about it. And other people I have, but that's why I've never even thought. I just think Wu Tang is an entity, like they so dope. That's something I never even thought about, like as far as them being signed to Loud Records. That I didn't know, cause I'm like, I never even thought about it, like whether they were signing Def Jam, whether they were signing to Interscope, Columbia, whatever. I never even thought about it, but they took meetings with Def Jam. An interesting Method Man actually, as a solo artist, was signed to Def Jam, and they touched on that in the show. Um, Later on, after the first Wu Tang album came out, Method Man's first solo project, which came out a year later, um, he signed with Def Jam, and they touched on that in the show. Like, okay, yeah, we like Method Man, we want Old Dirty Bastard, and oh man, speaking of ODB, that dude that played, he's such a good Old Dirty Bastard. I sort of like, yo, this dude is like, he's hilarious. Like, I feel like this is what Old Dirty Bastard would be like. How he getting at chicks, how he just his whole persona getting on stage, like that shit is fun. I'm like, yo, this dude is a real he's really good at being ODB. I feel like ODB will be proud. Rest in peace to the real Old Dirty Bastard. Um, but yeah, I feel like he's great playing ODB. But yeah, this season has been amazing. And I get hype, and it's real inspiring too. Just seeing what all they went through, how so broke they was to, man. Like in real life, like I see so many different types of people. People you wouldn't even think is fans of hip hop. They'll end up pulling out a Wu Tang hoodie. I'm like, oh word. It's crazy. So many people, like all different. It don't matter what you are, where you come from. There's so many different people that love Wu Tang. And when they said Wu Tang forever, I think Wu Tang is forever. Wu Tang is so iconic and legendary. Just and it's so inspiring. Like the whole story, like what they went through. Just for just seeing how their first studio was. They lived in this little tiny ass apartment, and this all cramped up 9 dudes trying to rap. Plus, they're not even dudes that's not even on the records that's involved in the whole business side. They all trying to get stuff together. Just that whole thing is inspiring. Just to seeing like, man, the makings of just the whole deal, and then seeing the makings of the records Method Man. And then when they showed the makings of Cream and how they got that, I'm like, oh man, this is so iconic. I'm like, I couldn't wait for that part when they started showing the makings of Cream, and it was hilarious. And they all up in this upscale hotel for their first performance of that song Cream. That Old Dirty Bastard yells out, but y'all German niggas don't like hip hop. That shit was great. But yeah, this series, like, I'm gonna definitely watch the season finale. Not today, sometime this week. If not today, I don't know if I'm out of time today, but definitely sometime this week, season finale. But oh man, yeah, this Wu Tang show is it. Yeah, and they getting there. I don't know how long this show gonna last, but I'm glad they did a series rather than a movie. Cause Wu Tang, yeah, I feel like needed to be like longer than like a hour and a half, 2 hour movie. I wish they would have did that with some of the biopics. Like, I feel like Pac could have been Tupac's life could have been a series. But yeah, that could have been real touchy and dangerous depending on some of the people involved. Some other people I feel like be good as a biopic, but Wu Tang is very good as a series. I'm not sure how long they're gonna go. Like, and I'm curious, like, what's the cutoff point? Like, okay, they working on getting a deal now. They got their first legendary stage performance at that show in the Bronx at the club, the Fever. They about to get signed probably soon. They working on a deal to win the first album. They released a single, "Protect Your Neck," on the show, and but they haven't dropped the album 36 Chambers yet on the show. So I don't know, like I don't know when they gonna get that together. Like, what's the how long does the show? Cause Wu-Tang is still around. Like, so I wonder what the cutoff point would be. Like, I wonder. So that's interesting to see. So I don't know, but yeah, I love the show. I think it's really dope. This season is great, and I'm inspired when I see them what they went through to, and I'm just looking at real life like how Wu Tang is as an entity now. I'm like, man, this is crazy. But yeah, this is super dope. But now had to touch on that. Too legendary not to talk about it. Now I want to talk about so my word of the week this week is loss. Dealing with like pain of loss. You lose something, whether it's you know whether it's friendship, a significant other, money, job, whatever. And I feel like that relates to the show Insecure, right? I think they just season 5 just came back this past Sunday, and I thought Insecure. Like, I got on it kind of late. Like, I didn't get on until like season 4, and I kind of binge watched it. The seasons up until that point. And I'm like, yo, this show is dope, and I didn't know about it for a while. Or I mean, I'm sorry, I knew about it, but I never watched it. So I was hearing about it for a while, and I never actually watched it. And then I sat down and finally watched it, and I'm like, yo, this show is actually really good, and it really relates to like a lot of real life. It's really relatable. I feel like to a lot of people, just because it touches on like people living their lives and jobs, people starting their own businesses, people in the corporate world, dealing with relationships, friendships, the ups and downs, turmoil, the drama, all that. And it's really, really relatable. In the show Insecure, it makes a lot of sense. The name of the show, people dealing with insecurities within themselves, how to deal with their own issues, how to deal with other people's issues. Like it put all that together, and it's written really well. And I love that after each episode, how they break down, like, okay, this is how this went down, like, why this character feel this way. Like, it's dope that they do that. Issa Rae is a beast. I don't know what's next for her, but yeah, she had a great show in Insecure. So yeah, it's the final season, and it's really relatable. And I wanted to touch on the word loss because in the show, Issa's character and one of their best friends, like it's a group of the girls. They all cool. You got Kelly and then you got, oh my god, the other girl name escapes me right now. I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, Molly, that's her name. But yeah, Molly. Her and Molly have a falling out big time. And I thought Molly was tripping for a while. She just had like she could be, her real life person could be real cool, real life, but I'm like, man, she got a fucked up attitude. But as I'm really watching it, like, it seemed like they working out their differences, and I'm not gonna reveal the first episode too much yet in case people ain't seen it, but yeah, it's really dope. I'll touch on a little bit of it, how they went to Stanford, and how they bring it goes back to how it all started, how they became friends, and it's a great dynamics of bringing everything back full circle, and just the stuff that goes down in the episode is interesting. But yeah, pain and loss, even with Issa's this season finale, season 4, how dude reveals like, oh, I got old girl pregnant when we wasn't together no more. Now they working on getting back together, and now that changed the game. So how he got old girl, he skeeted the other girl, and she ended up pregnant. So yeah, that changes everything. See, like, so yeah, that's tough. So, but yeah, it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a really good season. But yeah, I think pain and loss, it can pain. Yeah, like I said, loss. The word loss, because everybody experiences losses. It could be small, it could be large, whatever. But just don't let it stay that way. And it's easier said than done because that leads to stress and can lead to sometimes depression, leads to all-time lows. But then you can all-time get just focus on being a better. All you can do is focus on being a better you. And I feel like Insecure does a great job of all those things together as far as dealing with loss and getting over that and coming back to together. Sometimes you got to know when to move on. What losses are for the better, where you don't want to get it back, and some like the friendship or there's the relationship, knowing when to move on and how to and which things are you going to recuperate. Like as far as money, obviously we need that to survive. So you lost that, we need to recuperate that. But certain friendships, maybe it's best. Maybe y'all just outgrew each other. I know people in real life like that right now, where uh, I feel like some of them, I just outgrew them. Some of them was for whatever reason, they just turned, or maybe not even just turned, because I feel like people really, strongly believe in that saying from Maya Angelou is true. One of her quotes, somebody showed you who they are, believe them. That's so true. You may have not seen it. Y'all could be homies for years, but you may have not seen it, who they really are, until later on. And I know a few people like that. That was in my life. I didn't really see. I saw later on, but they turned out to be one of the fakest people I've ever known. So, and that's just dealing with loss. That's another way of dealing with loss. Like you just somebody you thought was one of your closest homies turned out to be somebody totally different. That's just another loss right there. But hey, it's really not a loss. It's their loss. But yeah, it's yeah, I think it's a great dynamic as far as this story. I feel like it's so relatable, and some of the, especially like in season 3 to 4, even actually all of the seasons from the beginning to now are super relatable as far as like how dude, how Issa's boyfriend at the time was how he's lived, and this dude's out there like that, living off of her while he's trying to get a job, and it's just a lot of real life situations. Unfortunately, stuff do happen like that, but yeah, a lot that whole dynamic is really relatable, and that's something I really wanted to touch on this week. I feel like it was a good opportunity to touch on something while this season premiere. As far as that word loss, dealing with loss, you just gotta assess the losses and deal with it how you want to deal with it. Whether it's pain, you might be angry, you might be sad. Don't let it break you. That's the key. Whatever it is, whether you lost a job, whether you lost money, whether you lost your best friend, whether you lost your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, your husband or wife, whatever. It's just don't let it break you. It's easier said than done. But I just felt like it was a great opportunity to touch on that because it's something that's important. Because everybody living their daily lives, and you got to keep going regardless, whether you're super busy, whether you're not busy at all. We got to keep it going, keep it pushing, and easier just said than done. Don't let stuff get you depressed. Losses can be tough, especially big losses, but can't let it break you. You gotta stay encouraged, and I feel like that show does a great job of bringing that stuff together. So, man, this fall got a lot of great entertainment, which is good, which makes sense, right? Because in the spring, getting ready to everybody coming outside, and in the summertime, everybody outside, and now in the fall, it's time to get back in the house, I guess. Especially the cold weather cities, Chicago, New York, Buffalo, Detroit, just to name a few. Got me in the house because it be cold out. I know some people like the cold and the snow. Some people like skiing. I could do without the cold. I grew up in it. I'm good. Yeah, live in LA now. Yeah, I could do without the cold. But yeah, it's yeah, this fall TV lineup is pretty nice. A lot of great stuff. I think Insecure is back. Show Curb Your Enthusiasm, one of my favorite, another one of my favorite shows. The show is hilarious. And I've said too, even though Seinfeld is made by the same people as Larry David, Curb Your Enthusiasm, same guy created it. I think Curb Your Enthusiasm is way better. I was never into Seinfeld like that. Never really was. But Curb Your Enthusiasm is absolutely hilarious to me. Um, I love it. Some people, sense of humor is different. And some people might consider six. It can have a sick sense of humor at some certain points, and my sense of humor can be different at certain points. But to me, the show is hilarious, and it just came back this past Sunday as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. That show was funny as hell. Uh, and this show on Stars, BMF is going on. WuTang series is about to wrap up. Plus Power Book 2 is coming back in November. The show on Netflix, just came back streaming. And there's some other stuff I'm looking forward to too. Like that's not quite back out yet. But that was a good show. That one is going on right now. So a lot of good stuff right now. Plus, if you're a sports fan like I am, I'm a big football head. So, which I might later on. Even though this podcast is about entertainment, I do my word of the week thing. I'm thinking about possibly. I'm not sure yet. Possibly doing just either a football or sports, which all specifically on that. But yeah, if you're a big sports fan like I am, especially football, basketball too, but definitely football for me number one. It's a great time because right smack in the middle of the NFL season, plus the baseball is going on right now. The World Series wrapping up. Basketball season just started, so yeah, it's a great time for entertainment, being in the house. So, yeah, wrapping the year up nice as far as entertainment goes. Yeah, it's a lot of great TV about to be on. Yeah, one last little thing too. One thing I heard too on and I've heard this saying quite a few times over the last few years. Is somebody say nobody watches TV anymore, which that I don't really understand that because yes, we don't have people. A lot of people don't watch it the traditional anymore, where you got cable, package, whatever. But there's a lot of people that got flat screens out here. A lot of people purchase flat screens. You check numbers, it's millions of people watching live sports, like over hundreds of millions of people watching live sports. Whether that's on their TV or their laptop, however they consume it, they still watching television. So I don't know if they talking about just traditional TV, like or where you got cable package and all that, like, cause yeah, a lot of people don't have that no more. People consuming it differently now. Because everything is on demand with streaming, but there's still a lot of people doing that. So I don't know. I need somebody to define that for me because when people say nobody watches TV anymore, that's just not true. So maybe that's what they mean as far as in the traditional way. Like I don't know, there's still a lot of people that love watching. Like I said, anything, like, cause I don't really, other than the shows I mentioned, I don't really watch TV like that on like a daily basis, but I do love live sports. So I don't know, but yeah, that's the last thing I wanted to touch on. But yeah, I need somebody to define that for me, cause I don't really understand that. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me. So yeah, the word of the week was loss, and specifically dealing with like the pain of loss. And the ways I talked about earlier, you just gotta keep going, keep pushing, and just I feel like it was a great time to talk about it, especially with like suicide rates up, um, people dealing with depression is at all time high. Like it's hard out here, like, and some people don't feel like they got nothing to turn to, especially when you got to be losing something. And it's hard, but you just gotta keep it going, keep it pushing. It's easier said than done, but you gotta keep it going. You just gotta be real with it. Be real with yourself. Wherever you stand right now, just be real with yourself. Um, Even if you don't have somebody to talk, you gotta be real with yourself and say like, hey, this is the situation right now. I do everything I can to improve it. Everything I can to improve it. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me. And as always, stay safe, stay sucker free. I'm out.